episode 583 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. On this Thursday night, going to be talking all about tonight's episodes of TNA Impact, featuring a Monsters Ball match in the 2300 Arena, and also tonight's episode of Ring of Honor on HonorClub. Right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hello, Wrestling Fanatics. Welcome to episode 583 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic on this Thursday night. I am Lance Brock. Thank you for tuning in and listening tonight. Hope everyone has had a fantastic Thursday. On tonight's episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, going to be talking about TNA Impact on Access TV and Ring of Honor on HonorClub. And without any further ado, let's get right into this week's episode of TNA Impact on Access TV. Tonight's episode was taped in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the 2300 Arena. Our commentators tonight, Tom Hannafin and the Drama King Matthew Raywalt. And we kick things off, the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander and Hammerstone going at it. Josh Alexander even busted open a little bit. Tommy Dreamer comes out, tries to break them up, gets through to Josh Alexander, sends him to the back, and he tries to talk some sense into Hammerstone as well. Hammerstone looks like he's starting to show some respect to Dreamer, but then he attacks him, and then Josh Alexander comes back to the ring to make the save. The TNA Digital Media Champion, Crazy Steve, taking on Laredo Kid. And Laredo Kid kinda goes a little overboard, loses his temper a bit, gets himself disqualified. Tag team action up next. First Class, AJ Francis and Rich Swann defeat ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, when Rich Swann pinned Ace Austin. And then after the match, say his name and he appears. We see Joe Hendry. And he starts talking the Fresh Prince song, but changes the words up a little bit and calls AJ Francis a fat Uncle Phil. He also says that he talked to the TNA Director of Authority, Santino Marella, and got a match made between himself and Rich Swann, and that will take place 1 week from this Saturday at the Rebellion pay-per-view, which you can watch on TNA Plus and Triller TV, and of course traditional pay-per-view. We also had a contract signing tonight for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace and Steph DeLander, the queen of the deathmatch, and with her was the deathmatch king, Matt Cardona. as most contract signings in pro wrestling, this one definitely turned physical and ended in Steph DeLander putting Jordan Grace through a table. So kind of getting some momentum heading into the Knockouts Championship match at Rebellion. We also had the TNA World Champion Moose taking on Trent Seven. The System ended up getting involved with this one. And then Speedball Mike Bailey, Trent Seven's partner, ended up coming out making the save. And then the Motor City Machine Guns and Kushida. It is now time for our main event of this week's episode of TNA Impact. It is a Monsters Ball match. Khan taking on PCO. We got footage of both men in the dark room. No food, no water, no light, no nothing. And Tom Hannafin gave us the stat that this was the 38th Monsters Ball match in TNA history. And also the first Monsters Ball match to take place in the 2300 arena. Of course, he also brought up the history of ECW in that arena. Good match here. What you would expect from kind of like a Monsters Ball hardcore street fight type of match. Garbage cans, kendo sticks, tables, ladders. 1 point Khan threw PCO off the top rope, breaking through a ladder. But it is PCO picking up the win, defeating Khan in this Monsters Ball match. So that was tonight's episode of TNA Impact on Access TV. Pretty good episode this week. Had some good matches. I enjoyed the Monsters Ball main event. And now we go on over to HonorClub to stream Ring of Honor Wrestling this week. This match was actually taped before last Friday night's Super Card of Honor Premium Live event. So, even though the matches are before then, we do, in between matches, get some highlights in form of video packages of Super Card of Honor. As far as the matches go, we have Action Andretti defeating Isaiah Cassidy. Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty defeat Australian Takeover, Kaz Jordan and Julian Ward. The Native Beast, Nyla Rose, defeated Kat Von Hees. The Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, defeated Cole Carter with the Angel's Wings. The Righteous Dutch and Vincent defeated Bryce Donovan and Chico Adams. Anna Jay defeated LMK. Zach Knight defeated Alvin Alvarez. And in a Ring of Honor World Television Championship Proving Ground match, the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Kyle Fletcher defeated Rhett Titus. And that is this week's episode of Ring of Honor Wrestling on HonorClub. And also, one more note about TNA Impact. Josh Alexander and Hammerstone will be having a match at the Rebellion pay-per-view, and it will be Last Man Standing. And that appears to be all the news I got for right now. So thank you everyone for tuning in to 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight. In the comment section, you can go there right now and leave your thoughts and your opinions and your comments on tonight's episodes of TNA Impact and Ring of Honor on HonorClub. And also follow on all the social media, Instagram and Threads, 360 Wrestling Podcasts, and X at 360 Wrestling Pod, and Facebook, 360 Wrestling Podcasts, even though I don't even know the last time I updated it. Also, you can email at 360 Wrestling Podcasts at gmail.com. I will talk to everyone tomorrow morning for the Friday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.